So Jessica, what is the most important thing to retain the value of your management rights?
Regularly topping up your management rights agreement can improve the value and saleability. Some managers often overlook this until they are ready to sell. In SIRE Management Rights, we work closely with management rights owners to consistently improve the value of your business. We get questions every day on this important topic. Today, Richard is going to answer 6 of the most frequently asked questions for topping up management rights agreements. Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Dong. Here with me is Richard Skiba. So Richard, the first question is, what is the maximum number of years you can top up at a time?
Yes, well, 5 years is actually the maximum option length for a top-up with a deed of variation, you see. You need to decide on the length of option because in the standard module, for instance, the maximum term of unexpired options is 10 years. For instance, if your standard module agreement has, say, 8 years left to run, you cannot extend the agreement for another 5 years because 8 plus 5 is more than 10. The same also applies for accommodation module, you see, except that the maximum term cannot exceed 25 years.
So basically what you're saying is 5 years is a maximum length of time you can top up. If you are running at 23 years, then 2 more years is when you can do.
Correct.
To top up to the maximum 25 years, isn't it?
That's right. That
makes sense. Okay. The second question is, what does terms and options mean? People often get, top up and exercise your option very confused and mixed up.
Yeah, so basically agreements are composed of options which actually define the start and end date of the agreement. Agreements usually have multiple options, and we often see a 5 years option plus another 5 years option in the standard module, which gives 10 years term. Accommodation module agreements can have, for instance, say a 20-year option plus a 5 years option, which gives a 25-year term. In any case, the longer the term remaining, the higher the management rights are valued.
Okay, so in terms of exercise, the options is a completely different thing. We can go over in the next video, I guess.
Correct. That's another key aspect in itself, and that's a very important thing, and we will be making a video on that shortly. That's a very key aspect to be aware of as well.
Okay, so the next question, I guess everyone wants to know how to approach the committees. Last week we went into one of the events with the managers, and a couple of them asking, just express the feeling they are not feeling 100% comfortable in asking for a top-up. How do we prepare for this?
Yeah, so basically it starts by, the first thing you got to do is actually listen to what the committee and the owners have to say. They'll give you feedback about what they perceive your performance is. It's actually a good thing to do it not just before you're looking to do a top-up, because they'll build perceptions about you over a length of time. So it's always good to regularly seek feedback, and also if there's a suggestion or something for you to do, and it's not that hard for you to go out of your way, just go and do it. But in essence, everyone should be working towards a high quality complex, both in presentation and for also the financial returns for all parties involved. Let's say if the owners are happy with your services and the complex is in good shape, this will benefit you. For more ideas on how to improve the presentation, the financial return, and also the relationships of the people in the building, check out the Management Rights Formula book. It's great stuff, particularly download Chapter 8 from the link below.
Okay, and also we do have a manager share the experience on how they actually topped up their complex within 6 months of the settling into the complex. And those managers, they were brand new managers coming into the industry. So there's a link above there, so just click on that if you are interested. Richard, the next question is, what costs are associated with topping up the agreements?
Yeah, so usually there are legal costs and administrative costs. You see, most of the time you will need to pay the cost for your solicitor and the body corporate solicitor. Usually there are also administrative costs that you need to pay, such as the body corporate manager's cost and returning officer's cost. Sometimes the body corporate may not ask you to pay for their legal and administrative costs, but don't be surprised if they ask you to pay for their costs. It's a good idea to also know the body corporate's legal and administrative costs if you are paying. Always get a fixed price quote or cap price quotes before agreeing to proceed, because you don't want to be paying a massive bill that you were not expecting.
With our experience, many complexes our company invested in, we find the costs are actually very acceptable, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
So over the years, our clients often get overwhelming amount of support when they ask for top-up. So Richard, when you are new, how do you get owner support for topping up your agreements?
Yeah, well, basically the owners need to feel they are actually getting good value for money. Over the last 10 years, 99% of the managers we work with often obtain overwhelming support from owners for topping up their agreements. Now, we can share the details with you and this strategic information with you, or connect you with experts in the industry. If needed, please call the SIRE team on 0404 331 310.
I think the most important thing, I guess, Richard, is number one, providing the value for money for your body corporate, and number two is to always communicate and focus on building professional working relationships with the owners.
Yes, also promoting your the good services that you've done for the owners, about the work around the building, as well as the awesome job you're doing as their letting agent.
The last question, Richard, can proxies be used, and what about a poll voting for topping up?
Yeah, so the motion to top up the agreements are included in a general meeting for lot owners to vote on, you see. It is an ordinary resolution motion which can allow voting via proxies, but it is not recommended to allow proxy because it's too risky, and your top-up motion can easily be defeated by one person that has multiple votes. Allowing poll voting is also risky. The key is to ensure the motion is by ordinary resolution by secret ballot. Secret ballot disables the use of proxies and also poll voting.
That's a very good tip, isn't it? Thank you so much.
We also have a 15-point checklist called the top-up formula. You can use it. That will make your top-up process a lot easier. So contact us on 0404 331 310 to get the top-up formula. Always remember to use a management rights specialist solicitor to prepare your documentation as well. It's very important. The management rights formula is a great resource if this is your first time topping up, especially. So please subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and also share it if you think this would be helpful to someone you know. See you soon.
See you next time.